we've moved downtown to check out a bit of history. We are right across from the Washington Mutual Tower on 3rd Avenue here. Now, I say history because Washington Mutual now has the distinction of being the biggest bank failure in our nation's history. Between that and some scary recent headlines, a lot of folks are thinking back to another scary time in our nation's economy, the Great Depression. Would you believe that there are still some folks around who remember what it was like in Seattle back then? Feliks Banel talked to one of them.
And this is one of my favorite pictures of my brother and I. And see, we made do. This says Fry Packing Company. This was a box that's no longer there. And they made a cart for me.
It was a time when everyone was trying to make do. The stock market was collapsing. Banks were failing. Americans were losing their jobs and homes. Aurora Valentinetti's uncle moved in with her family in Seattle.
They came from Portland. He was out of work, and they were desperate, so they moved to Seattle, and he built this room on so that we could all live together.
Aurora grew up during the Great Depression, though to hear her tell it, it was anything but depressing.
5 of us kids slept in one bed. Big kids at the top and 2 little ones at the bottom. Do you know how much fun that is? I bet you've never slept in bed.
It was a way of making do in a simpler time.
And one of my first jobs was to straighten out the nails. So he'd put me at the anvil, and he'd show me how to put the thing, and I'd take my little hammer and I'd straighten out the nails, and then he'd use them over again. He never threw a nail away in his life, you know, nobody did.
Aurora saw the worst of Seattle during the Depression, the homeless encampment named after the president.
Papa did take me past Hooverville, which were the shanties down along the waterfront, and I don't remember exactly, but I remember they were just cardboard and corrugated tin roofs, and it was just disaster.
But in spite of the hard times, Aurora never felt deprived of the really important things money can't buy.
This is the orchestra. We always made up the orchestra. Caruso's playing the wheelbarrow. That's Papa's wheelbarrow. He's playing the wash tub. We had a mandolin, we had a guitar.
And the family never went hungry, thanks to her parents, who turned their house in the Youngstown section of West Seattle into nothing short of a farm.
And look at that Italian. Look at this cauliflower.
And like those bent nails, nothing was ever wasted, a fact not lost on a friend who once helped prepare dinner.
At the end of the day, the line she said was, Aurora, your mother uses every bit of the chicken except the cackle.
As for our current situation, Aurora has simple advice.
Stick with your family, talk to each other. Go back to sitting around the table to have dinner. Practically impossible to do, but try it. Make an effort.
Timeless advice that's never been more timely.
Aurora Valentinetti not only credits her hardworking father for helping her family survive the Great Depression of the 1930s, but also for helping her get her college degree, something that was quite rare for a woman back then. We'll be right back.